there, that that you resonate, that whatever is there resonates within you.
Yeah, I think honesty is a good
policy.
That, you know. Yeah. Well, I mean, some people are really good. I think maybe in entertainment, there's a lot of people that maybe aren't singing entirely from the heart, but you know, that's a culture that they're just singing from talent, and you know, and that's an amazing thing that I have no idea how to do that. That's a talent beyond mine, being able to sing someone else's songs or sing someone else's music and give it power.
You can't imagine doing that.
No, that's a fantastic ability.
If you didn't write it, you can't sing it.
Well, maybe one or two songs that catch me, you know, and that we make our own, I can do, but it's the idea of waiting for someone to write a song and then getting it and saying, okay, this is the song that someone else has written, and then trying to do an honest job of it just seems difficult. It seems too contrived for me.
What kinds of things influence you musically?
I think the things that often catch my ear are often outside of music, you know, or certainly outside the realms of pop music. You know, singers might just be someone whose name I don't even catch or know. I'm sitting in a coffee shop, hear something that's interesting, or even the bumps in the road that are repetitious might spring an idea.
Let's talk about Gravedigger.
All sorts of things.
Where did Gravedigger come from?
I'm not sure exactly what the inspiration of the song was. The idea is in the song, sort of walking through a graveyard and
looking at the headstones.
Looking at the headstones and then imagining who the people were. Really, it's sort of a dream, but it's become now, since I've been singing it for a year or so, sort of a song about remembering, even if it is sort of a dream. I think it's important, and maybe it's the state of the world. I think we're too quick to forget our past, and so it's a sort of a paying homage to the things that we might forget unless we make the effort to remember them.
Yeah, the power
of war or slavery or genocide, all those things.
Or the power, the connection to our past.
Yeah, the things that brought us here. Yeah,
go down some of these songs here. Is there one that you prefer here, or do you sort of like Gray Blue Eyes, or Save Me, or Dodo, or Some Devil, which is the title?
Yeah, that I think it just had a nice ring to it, so we titled it that.
Now, we is we.
When I say we, I think I don't think I came up with the title. I named the song, but I think my manager may have said, "I think Some Devil would be a great name for the record." I don't know if I could live up to it though. Some Guy would be better for me, you know, but Some Devil, I guess, jumps off the page a little better. That was a beautiful song, very quick. I like when they arrive like that. It's sort of like you've been very quick in arriving from nothing.
Now, what's the process for you?
For that song, it was chipping away at the stone and coming up with nothing but rubble, and then suddenly standing back, and there was this beautiful song that came out I thought, quite eloquently and quickly. A song about loss, I suppose, of love and being haunted by the loss of someone dear. I think there's an interesting song there, Gray Blue Eyes, which is sort of sound like some hermit. And I like the story of that song because Trey came into the studio and we did some work. We were working on the tracks, Trey Anastasia from Fish. Right. And he, in between his recording of the tracks we were working on, he was playing this little lick. It sounded like a country lick, or it sounded like almost a Native American sounding. Had this somewhat ominous, somewhat holy quality to it, and so we didn't have any tape rolling that we could put that on. So we had a friend of mine bring a video camera over and videotape him playing it, and then later on in the session went back to it, and it fell together. Lyrics and melody and song all in about 45 minutes, which is another exciting thing. But I love that to record it, with all the modern devices we had, someone brought a video camera over so we wouldn't forget how it went.
Speaking of all this and all the things that you're doing, did you do an acoustic tour with Tim Reynolds?
Mm-hmm. I did, well, quite
Like
recently.
4 or
in the
5
spring.
engagements, or?
Yeah, I guess we did about 3 weeks. Not too big, but I mean, he's all over
What
the
kind of
record.
audience do you come?
Um,
Just 2 of you there,
just the 2 of us.
dueling guitars, or?
Well, I wouldn't duel with Tim because I would come. That'd be the short end of the stick. I'll just sing, thanks, and strum a little bit while he can do the dueling. I'll stand behind him.
But you've never added a guitar. I mean, why haven't you added another guitar to the?
Well, Tim actually has recorded with the band
Right.
quite a bit, and he's also he's come out with the band a couple of times over the years. But he's doing his own thing. But we've known each other for a really long time, relatively, and one of the first musicians that I ever worked with, and certainly one of the first musicians that I felt a real connection to. He suggests that we've known each other for lifetimes. I'm being more of a cynic, think, well, we've known each other, we just get along real well. But he may well be right. But touring with him is a wonderful thing because we have a very natural exchange with each other, so it's a lot of spontaneity, and we've done it for years. And
Has the audience changed for the Dave Matthews Band?
I think maybe it's grown a little wider.
Oh, yeah, I would say.
I think we've managed to keep a lot of the fans that we made 10 years ago, and there's some young faces that show up in the crowd too, which is a great source of relief because don't want to only be appealing to retirees, although that'll be great at some point, But I would like to, at least for as long as possible, inspire some young people to come out.
You'd like to have a mixture in the audience.
Yeah, I'd like
a spectrum of ages.
Yeah, so I can fool myself into thinking that I've still got
You still have it.
modicum of youth in me. Yeah, that's what I need.
Now, what's this business about you in the movies? You're doing a movie called Winn-Dixie?
Because of Winn-Dixie is a story about a...
It's a great story. You play a drifter.
Yeah, I play a drifter. I hope I can pull that off. I think I could manage.
Playing a drifter.
Playing a drifter. I hope I can. That would be terrible if I really stank. But Wayne Wang has done some incredible movies. He's the director, and
What's he done?
well, he's done Smoke, I believe, and which is exceptional, and the Joy Luck Club, which is
pretty good.
those are 2 just phenomenal examples.
Now, is this something you've been wanting to do? Act? You did one other movie, didn't you?
Yeah, and that's fell in between the cracks in Hollywood for financial reasons, and I think it didn't ever become what it could have if it had accepted the amount of money that it probably needed to be well put together. For whatever reason, and so it's sort of stumbled along into getting finished. But it was a beautiful process, and I think there's a few people at work trying to pull it out of the dustbin. They may have, in fact, pulled it out of the dustbin, but I hope that something beautiful comes out of the tape that they put together. I wasn't exceptional, but I wasn't offensive in that. When I look at the tape, I measure it.
You don't recoil and say, "Who the hell is that?"
I've measured like this. When I'm on screen, you're not going, "Oh," and when I'm off screen, you don't remember me, which is so.
That's a start.
Yeah, that is right. It's like
Could be worse.
It's sort of like being an apple on the screen. When the camera pans away from the apple, it's not there anymore. When it's back, it's an apple. It's not. No one's going to get too mad at me for it.
Well, you got to start somewhere.
Exactly. I'll be an apple.
Just by being harmless is a way to